Everybody, and welcome back to the One Nation of Gamers Summer Circuit. This is the feature tournament number 1, and we are almost halfway through Group B already. We've seen 2 3-0s today, Hotform and Mirari. The match that's coming up next, both these guys have not lost a game so far today, so they have a lot to prove, and both these players actually won their respective qualifiers as well for the open tournaments for One Nation of Gamers, so it should be a really exciting matchup. Once again, I'm TJ Osmond McCuty Sanders, joined with David Dog the Dog. That's all I can say.
Yeah. The last one.
Like the city in Egypt.
Exactly.
Yeah. So which player impressed you the most out of these two guys in their first matchup?
Out of these two guys, the last one, or out of the first two matches. The first two matches, Mirari impressed me the most. He made no misplays, and he just kept a cool head, powered through a Maz. It's impressive to 3-0 Maz. Last game, I think there were a few misplays, from my perspective at least. Perfect information, all that stuff. So Mirari, definitely my favorite right now.
All right. Well, the big thing here is Mirari's running the Echo Giants Mage. Do you think that matches up well against this lineup that Hotform's bringing? Because in the first match, Mirari got the Hunter matchup again with Echo Mage, which seemed to work out really well for him. Does it line up nicely with these decks from Hotform?
Echo Mage. I'm not sure how good Echo Mage is against Paladin. Should be okay against Patron. And what was the other deck Hotform brought? It was
he had Mallylock.
Mallylock. It should be okay against those as well. That one as well. So I think Paladin's the only one it's going to struggle with, because Paladin has big clears, and I don't really see how Echo Mage wins aside from maybe getting a good duplicate, getting a good Echo off, something along those lines. But we'll see.
All right.
That deck always is so fun to watch from my perspective.
Yeah.
Just getting big Echoes, letting Emperor do a little work, the mind games with the secrets. Definitely fun.
Yeah, it's a deck that a lot of people don't really expect either. He sort of had the element of surprise against Samaz. He might not have it in this match because there is a bit of delay, but I think Hotform did have the opportunity to watch at least a little bit of Mirari's matches, so he knows a little bit of what to expect. These guys created new deck lists coming into this as opposed to when we had the open qualifiers. The players had to use the exact decks that they used for the whole qualifier, so they don't have that much of information. Hotform's actually a pretty predictable player. Pretty much whatever decks he's playing the most on his stream, which he streams a whole heck of a lot, are the decks that he's going to bring into tournaments. But he's so versed with the decks, so well versed with the decks, and so practiced with the decks that it usually, even if people can predict what he's going to bring, it still doesn't give them too much of an advantage.
Let's see, what is this matchup? It's Warlock versus Warrior. So I think that Mallylock is favored. However, I've seen Patron win a good amount of times. It ultimately just comes down to if the Patron Warrior can get a bunch of draws early, get a good battle rage, something like that.
Yeah. This is an okay early hand. This is what you sort of want a mulligan for, but I don't know how good it is against Patron Warrior.
Yeah, it's okay. I think you more just want Drake. Like a threat that he can't deal with. Something that's sticky, does some damage.
Yeah. So what do you think of this matchup in general? I know a lot of players think that Mallylock's pretty good because you have a lot of board clears, usually around double Hellfire to deal with patrons, but
it just depends if you get the weapons early to deal with the threats, because then you can just set up and hold your hands until you get a big double frothing turn, something like that, in which you kind of just cheese them out, because they only run two taunts. They run one Argus and one Belcher generally.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's usually the line of play. Implosion. Got some balls.
If that rolled 2, that would have been pretty bad.
It's okay. He's a good player. He rolled 3.
Yeah. It's 2 out of 3 chance to do okay. That's pretty much that play in a nutshell. Yeah, Twilight Drake seems
pretty appropriate here. Yeah. He runs double Hellfire. It's kind of funny how Patron can still just win without getting a board, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes the Hellfires don't even help you because they just OTK you.
Yeah.
Or just do all the damage through charges or weapons.
I like the list that you brought to DreamHack a lot with the 1 Hellfire, 1 Shadow Flame.
Yeah, the Shadow Flame helps a lot just because your BGHs end up useless in a lot of matchups.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You're just like, I need to Shadow Flame something.
And with Azure Drake, you can make it become like BGH Shadow Flame all of a sudden becomes a 5 damage board clear, where it deals with things like Sludge Belcher and stuff like that. So I don't know. I really like the Shadow Flame. I think it's not as clunky as a lot of people make it out to be.
Exactly, yeah. Patron takes a while to build up board anyways. It's usually turn 8, and PGA Shadow Flame is 7, so it works out. But, I mean, double Hellfire isn't too bad. It gives you a little bit more reach. It's just, it's preference mostly.
Yeah.
And besides, you have the Abusive most of the time with the double Shadow Flame. That was most of the reason.
Yep, that's
pretty
true.
solid.
Have we seen we have seen an Abusive from Hot Form. It's pretty standard. At the beginning, players were running like double Zombie Chow instead.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on how fast you think the meta is going to be, but I like the 1 Zombie Chow and 1 Abusive Sergeant, or even some players cut the 1 Zombie Chow altogether.
Okay, so just Deathbite here. I like it. I don't think he needs to play the Dread Corsair. There's no reason to. Armorsmith, I feel like, is unnecessary as well. Actually, no, Armorsmith's fine. I lied. I didn't see that he had an Omish on board, because I was going to say Armorsmith was worthless because he could just trade all the imps in, right? But because he has both, I mean, one of them is going to die regardless, so it should be fine.
Yeah, and now it discourages him trading in all of his stuff, because he'd want to trade in all of his stuff because his imps would die to the Deathbite charge next turn anyway.
Yeah.
But now if he traded in all his stuff, he would have just given him an obscene amount of armor.
I kind of like just trading everything in. Your stuff's going to die anyways, and he's going to be left on board with the 2-3. It also gives him a chance to battle rage if he has another unit to drop, so I really like just killing it off. It's pretty fine. End turn. Double Hellfire, pretty clunky. Double BGH, pretty clunky. It's just, it's not that great. And at least, I wonder if he's going to play the Dread Corsair here. Oh, it chooses not to. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to give Mirari a lot of time to set up combos. Like, he's just going to play Emperor Thorson here. This isn't the best Thorson hand because he's not reducing any pieces of combos. Like, he's not reducing Warsong Commander, Frothing Berserker, Grim Patron. And he's reducing all of his weapons, which he can only play 1 weapon a turn anyway.
Yeah.
So, it might allow him to get, like, a cheeky Whirlwind effect by overriding a Deathbite with a Fire War Axe for 1 mana, but it's rare that ever becomes a thing that you need to do.
Yeah, I think it was mostly just that, like, you need the body on the board, the 5/5. Like, Hot Form had to use 2 cards that were pretty useful, and they didn't really accomplish that much, so. Mirari's hand is, like, pretty bad, though. He definitely needs some more cycle. He needs a Battle Rage. He needs something to do, right?
I mean, he has 20 damage with a weapons in his hand. Like, all he has to do is swing over the next 6 turns, and he's already got him at.
That's actually what he's gonna do, though. He's just gonna bash his skull in.
Just swing.
I like it.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a good draw. Do you tap? That's the question. Or are you scared of dying?
Going into turn 9, you saw him reduce 6 cards in his hand, so he's got 5 reduced cards left in his hand.
I like tapping, but I would also be terrified.
Yeah.
Like, this is as low as you can ever be. Like, there's a chance you die this turn.
I mean, I think after turn 8, you're pretty much always terrified against Patron Warrior.
That's true. Those imps are just like catalysts for the Frothings.
So you might as well just ignore. Wow, that's pretty much a dead draw.
Double Unstable Ghoul, and is he running double Whirlwind also? That's like crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that. I would like to see Corsair here. Was that the second execute used?
What did he use the first one on?
The first Drake.
Okay.
Did he? I think he might have.
Can't remember.
If it is, just drop the Malagos right now. Why not? It looks like, yeah, it was the second execute, because there's no way he would do this otherwise. And then Owl. I like this a lot. Sets up for lethal. Well, you kill yourself.
Yeah.
It sets up for a draw. It sets up for a draw, right?
Okay. There you go.
Still, I think this is the right play.
And if he draws into, he can like Azure Drake. No, he's used both Dark Bombs, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. That's kind of unfortunate. So each
Yeah.
Hellfire does what? 8 damage. So there's no way he can double Hellfire. Just a casual quad Flame Strike to board.
Yeah. It looks like he's just gonna try and go all in. I mean, the 20 damage is over 6 turns is becoming.
I think he might have to go for a draw, honestly.
Oh,
never mind. Never mind. All right. So you Drake here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, you don't have lethal? No.
I think you Hellfire and anti-heal bot. No. That's
No. That's too risky.
You have to
just
set up lethal though, don't you?
You will. I think.
I don't think so.
Well, if you play Drake and Healbot, he has to deal with the board.
Yeah.
Which is pretty difficult for him. So I'd say you do that. I think he's scared of how many units are on board, right? Because a frothing hasn't been played. Patrons might, propagate. There's a bunch of things that could happen. So he's kind of trying to watch the unit count on board, I feel like. But, I mean, you're playing Healbot this turn for sure, right? I don't think there's anything else you can do.
Yeah.
Can he actually tie the game right now?
He has, it'd be 16 plus 9, so 25. He could have, but his Soulfire would have to not discard the Hellfire, and to go for like a 1-7 to tie the game, or a 1-7 to not tie the game. It seems because if you discard second Hellfire, you're dead.
Yeah.
Actually, he could have heal botted after that to bring himself back up to 10.
Warsong is like really, really important, but he's just not getting it. And I don't feel like he has that much cycle in this deck though. Like we haven't seen very much. Does he run Loot Hoarders? Was he running Loot Hoarders?
Hopple ran Loot Hoarders, but I'm not sure about Mirage. Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't, he's dead if he doesn't attack, because he'll be able to double Hellfire without dying the next turn, which would be enough.
I wonder if Mirari would play around that double Hellfire.
I don't think so. Maybe.
Yeah. I really like that Hawthorne played Malagos though, because both executes done. It's just so good.
I think that's game.
With the abusive, it has to be, I think, right?
Yeah. If Hotform knows it's lethal, he always throws out the well played. So I'll trust Hotform on this one. Yeah, he can.
He's
do
done
10.
the math.
He can do 25 damage with spells from his hand. So all he needed to do was just throw in here. So yeah, he can. Do it.
Wait, is he gonna?
Yeah.
Wait, does Malagos die? It's lethal anyway.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Oh man.
That's actually a good.
I forgot about that. Like I completely forgot about that.
All right. Well, Hotform. That's his 4th game in a row that he's won so far today. He has not lost a match today, and he just handed Mirari his first loss. And both these guys 3-0'd their very first matches. And Hotform takes a win with the Malagos Warlock. So Mirari, I don't think he's really going to have trouble finding a win with Patron Warrior, but Hotform also has his own Patron Warrior, so the mirror matchup is always a toss-up. Yeah. And Paladin?
Patron versus Paladin. He's running Drake, so oh no, he isn't. He's running double equality, right?
Equality, yeah.
And he's running double Healbot. I don't know. I haven't played that deck, but it seems like it could be Patron if the Patron plays a little bit recklessly or doesn't get good enough draws. So looks like it's going to be the Patron mirror, though.
This is usually a pretty quick matchup.
Yeah, I would say so as well.
Neither player has defensive tools, so it's really like the first player to go all in usually wins. But a lot of times what happens is the first player goes all in, and then the second player goes all in response to the first player's all in. And if their all in is bigger, then they win.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty decent way to put it. Yeah, whoever gets patrons out first usually wins. If not that, then whoever draws more early. It's something like that. I really don't like mirror matches in Hearthstone. It just feels like a lot of luck, especially when the same decks are involved.
Yeah. Mirror matchups are the most susceptible to bad draws early on.
Yeah. It's like the Druid v Druid mirror. Well, it's like, how did that game go? Well, he drew Wild Growth, I didn't.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens in tournaments. It's just, ugh.
Or patron versus patron. He drew cycle into Emperor, and I didn't.
Yeah. Well, you know, dust fight into patron in a rage. It's kind of hard to deal with.
Yeah. Well, neither player has a ridiculous hand yet. They both have a patron. They both really don't have reliable ways to activate. Oh! Well, Despite changes it.
I don't know if I like this. I mean, I might just War Axe that. Yeah, I was going to say, like, I didn't really like the ghoul play. So here, I feel like a lot of times you kind of just have to play on curve, even though if your thing is going to get eaten up. Just because he has enough cycle, like he has stuff to do. He can play Acolyte, he can play his Gnomish. Whereas, okay, shield block, that works as well. Where like he just needs to be like cycling constantly, especially if you have stuff to do. Like if he didn't have any plays that turn, I would just say like, you know, Armor Bass or something. Emperor, that's a pretty good draw, especially with that hand.
Oh yeah, he can coin it out also, which is a pretty big deal.
Yes. Okay. It'd be interesting to see if he goes like Despite into Patron here. I feel like just playing the Gnomish is probably best, but it'd be interesting if he's like that ballsy too. Seems bad. I mean, unless you have like a Whirlwind coming up or an Inner Rage, Gnomish is just the right play.
Yeah.
But, okay.
Cool Taskmaster can be activated, but it's going to come
Later.
2 turns later, yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so Huffworm really needs an Inner Rage. He needs an Emperor. He needs something
Yeah.
to get going.
It's pretty much a useless draw since he already had a Grim Patron in his hand.
Taskmaster. Oh man. Whirlwind. There we go. That's something.
So Mirai, you just coin out the Emperor here? Or do you try and clear the board and draw into a little bit more?
I kind of just like coining Emperor and just sitting. Because the next turn you can go War Song and Frothing. And then you can also propagate with your Dustbite. And if Hawthorne doesn't clear off his 2/2, you can actually spawn more patrons as well. But it looks like he's just gonna. Oh, he drew an array. Okay, never mind. This is a lot better. I like this a lot. Okay. Yeah, this is what I mean though. Like, it's just Dustbite into Inner Rage with your patrons, and suddenly you have a huge board. The other Patron Warrior is just like sad boys.
He does have ways.
He does have
to
ways
deal
to
with
clear
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. He can
Let's see. Trade 1. Execute. You can't clear everything.
Nearly though.
Yeah, you can leave one up.
Can leave the full health 1 up.
And actually, Mirari doesn't have a way to activate any more patrons after this. He only has an unstable ghoul, but he can't kill it off if there's nothing on board. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, this could actually go Hawthorne's way. It just depends what Mirari draws right now. If he draws something that can activate the patron or not.
Even he does have some good pieces for Emperor here to get reduced.
That's true, but I mean, Patron is pretty much the card you need to win this matchup. That or Frothing, but Frothing's not too great. Ooh, that's a very dead draw. Cool. Okay, I can respect the ghoul. I can respect this play. I like it.
It only creates effectively like 1 additional patron if you attack into it. No, actually, because you have to attack into it with Despite. This is kind of awkward.
Yeah, so what do you do here? You make a bunch of patrons?
But if you're making a bunch of patrons, you're also giving your opponent a bunch of patrons as well.
And a bunch of draws, which is a little more relevant.
Yeah. This is a really tough turn to navigate. I think you just have to go for it.
Yeah, you play the patron, you attack in. He gets 3 patrons, you get 3 patrons. I don't know. You're giving him 2 draws also? I don't know. Can you do something shiesty with like whirlwinds? Was he gonna whirlwind execute? Doesn't really do anything though, right? Because another patron spawns. Is he gonna execute the? I wouldn't mind executing the
Acolyte thing.
Yeah. This seems weird to me.
Yeah, he's still gonna end with 4 patrons, but
Well, the death rattle's gonna go off, right? So hot form's left with 1 less patron.
yeah.
No, same amount of patrons. No, 4. No, he's left with more.
It's just so many patrons.
I know it's so hard to like calculate these stupid turns. I hate it. Stupid
It's gonna be
patrons.
6 patrons to 4, or 5 patrons to 4.
Yeah. Okay.
6 patrons to 4.
6 patrons to 4. Right.
All right.
Still not a bad position for Mirari right now because he can just weapon 1 down
Execute 1, weapon 1 down.
and clear the board.
Yeah,
You
and
don't
play-
even need to execute if you don't need to, if you don't want to.
You could play Emperor.
Yeah, he can play Emperor as well if he wants. He could just War Axe, coin Emperor, leave one of them up with 1 HP.
And then he's reducing Despite, Warsong Commander, Grim Patron, Dread Corsair. Well, Dread Corsair doesn't matter. That's not that great.
Still, like, I don't know, important cards. You put up a 5/5. It's not like the worst. Hot form hasn't drawn into a Warsong Commander yet, though, and he does have double frothing in hand, so that could be pretty relevant.
He's actually just going to go ahead and clear.
Okay. I like this. Yeah, he's protecting a patron this way, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
he can preserve it next turn for Deathbite. He is using one of his Warsong Commanders, but I guess that doesn't really matter too much.
Is that his last Warsong? No, it's not. That's his first. Okay, yeah. This plays really good. Okay, so weapon is what Hot form needs right now. Oh, he could just actually Grommash it.
Grom, yeah.
Yeah. This
And-
is so back and forth though. Like, ugh, it's just like one person takes over board, the other person takes over board, and it just like keeps going back and forth. These matchups are so strange to me.
Mirari's the one running out of cards, though. So he's sort of used a lot of his tools to try and get to the position where he is now. Hot form still has a lot of damage in his hand. He still has some cycle. It's really hard to tell where this one's going to go. It's all going to come down to like the next couple draws for these players. To see the second patron, oh my goodness.
Dang.
Is that... How much damage is that? Is
Not
the big
lethal.
question.
Is it? That's he spawns 2, which means he spawns 2 more. So that's 4 times 3, which
He
is
has
12.
18
12.
damage.
Yeah. 16. He's gonna trade in one of those, I think, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, so we could put him at 1, but yeah, he's going to trade in.
Huh.
So he's going to put him at 4?
I'll put him at
Yeah.
6. Yeah. 4. Oh, 4. Yeah, he had that unit. Okay. Huh. Well, you have to shield block, right? Yeah. Start off with what you know. War Axe.
I think he's just dead.
Well, he can execute.
He can execute attack into 1. What is he leaving? 5 damage on board? He can arm...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he can armor up in that case. So he'd still be at 9 health. Or would he kill off a patron?
Is he gonna leave the Warsong Commander up? Because that might actually cause him to lose with the no mission to War Axe. Right? How much damage is on board? There's...
He
5.
loses to War Axe regardless. he actually just loses, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because if he attacks into the Warsong Commander, then in armors up, he's back up to 9 health. It's 2 Grim Patrons plus Fire War Axe, so he just loses. And if he kills one of the others, he can just... If he kills the Grim Patron, he can just No Mission Venom, attack him with that for 2 extra damage, and then Fire War Axe still to win, so...
So
I think-
Mirari's gonna tie it up.
Yeah.
I think.
That's a crazy matchup.
It was so back and forth. Like,
Oh, man.
I don't know. That matchup's still really hard for me. It's
Yeah.
difficult.
Just playing Grim Patron against a simple deck is difficult, but playing Grim Patron against another Grim Patron, it's like you have to factor in your own turns, but all of a sudden you have to factor in their Grim Patrons as well, so it makes it really tough. But yeah, Mirari is going to tie it up 1-1, and so far this series has gone longer than both
The
the other
last
series,
one?
and we've been
Yeah.
through two matches already. So Mirari's Warrior's out of the way. He still has the Giant Echo Mage and Zoo Warlock left, and Hot Form has the Slow Control Paladin and his own Patron Warrior left to still find victories with. It's really hard to predict who's going to win, just because these decks, like the slower Paladin, is not seen as much. The Echo Giants Mage is not seen as much, so don't really know how those decks sort of match up.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like it's going to be Echo Mage against Patron Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Echo Mage is favored just because I think they run double Flame Strike. They can get up big taunts, which Patron Warrior can't really deal with. And once you develop those taunts, it's not like Patron Warrior has a way to get past them after popping your block, right? So they pop your block and you suddenly like play 2 Giants and like a taunt and then Flame Strike. Their board's gone. How are they going to get past the taunts, right? Like, Ice Block is very, very good against Patron Warrior.
Yeah. How from feels like he always waits to mulligan.
Yeah, it does.
Is there a strategy behind waiting to mulligan?
Not if your opponent's mulliganed already.
It might have just been spectator.
It's possible.
Usually doesn't show both mulligans until... It doesn't show both players' cards until both players have mulligan to reduce the chance that someone could get an advantage off having someone else spectate for them. Alright, well, Hot Form has some cycle, but not the greatest opening hand.
It's interesting he chose to armor up there as opposed to play Loot Hoarder. He should know that this is Duplicate Mage, right? So he shouldn't need to be testing for secrets. Aside from Duplicate, you know, he doesn't need to test from your entity, things like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So right now, Mad Scientist is guaranteed to get Duplicate, because I think the only secrets they run are Ice Block and Duplicate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No Ice Barrier?
I don't think they run Ice Barrier, but I could be mistaken on that.
I guess the Giants with Taunt sort of act as health gain later on, except
Yeah.
the spells. It feels like Hot Form's treating this as sort of like a Freeze Mage matchup.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Making sure he armors up every single turn. Which is, yeah, very interesting. He's trying to curve out so that he fits in the armor up.
So right now, he can make him duplicate the Acolyte. If that is Duplicate. Which I would say is pretty good.
Yeah.
To make, like, it's a lot better for them to duplicate card draw or, you know, heal bots or something that's not too useful, as opposed to like Belchers or something that can do some damage to you. Giants, for instance. It's interesting is the way he's playing this matchup, though.
Yeah, it is
playing
Ice
Patron
Block.
here.
Ice Block and Duplicate are the two secrets.
Playing Patron here. Huh.
I guess he doesn't feel like there's anything else to do. He feels like that the Patron is going to get draws regardless.
I guess.
Should just get Frost Bolted.
Yeah. I would say Frostbolt, and then maybe even... you can't Doomsayer this board, I guess. Huh.
That's a really interesting choice. I mean, he probably doesn't play against this deck very often.
Maybe he does play against this deck, and he knows how to win against it, though. Like, I'm not sure. And, like, you can see Mirari right now. He's, like, thinking about playing a Doomsayer, because he doesn't want his Acolyte duplicated. And that's the thing. Like, I don't know why Hot Form wouldn't just kill it. But maybe he figures that giving the Mage this much draw is, like, bad. But you're going to give him this much draw anyways if you don't kill it, because he's just going to ping it 3 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's, like, kind of interesting.
Maybe he takes its Ice Barrier. But we do know it, yeah. We do know it is Ice Block and Duplicate. Alright, he does play the Doomsayer,
Yeah.
so to try and protect himself a little bit against whatever board's going to come out, or make it so that his Acolyte of Pain does not get duplicated.
Oh, so it is going to get duplicated. Now he procs to duplicate. Okay. It's
And he
interesting. 'Cause he gave
Effectively
him
wasted
draws
a
before.
Doomsayer.
Yeah. What I would have actually kind of liked to see is maybe, like, getting rid of the Doomsayer. Like, I don't know. Is that worth it? Executing a Doomsayer just to give him 2 Doomsayers, like, kind of worthless cards? I guess probably not if the Mage is running double Echo like Ferrari is.
Yeah. Hawthorne looks like he's writing down the secrets, I think. Keeping track of what cards he has in his hand.
One duplicate.
One duplicate, one Acolyte of Pain.
Haven't tested for, what is that, Spellbender yet?
Yep.
I think you just dump the Acolytes. So have fun dealing with these. I wonder if this deck actually, whoa.
I don't know if playing both Acolytes with a Despite would double charge up.
He doesn't even ping his own Acolyte. He doesn't even ping his own Acolyte. This is so interesting to me. Like, I'm not used to playing these decks, so it's actually kind of fun to see how other players play them. Would he have overdrawn?
Yeah.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's going to draw a card, so it's 9. So if he pings, he'll be a 10. Okay, yeah. He would overdraw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a smart choice not to ping. I mean, he's got two Acolytes, so his card engine is there. He's not gonna run out of cards anytime soon.
Yeah, but he just like threw away 2 cards, right? Like, he's just like, here's a Doomsayer, here's an Acolyte, deal with it. Whereas, like, I don't know, it's so strange, so interesting.
These are two very, well, the Mage deck is weird, and Hotform's playing the deck very interestingly. He's playing it sort of like he's playing against Freeze Mage. Armoring up, not really playing anything onto the board.
I swear to God, if he plays Battle Rage here for nothing, I don't even know what the hell is going on. What am I watching right now? Maybe this is the way you're supposed to play it, though. Like, I honestly have, like, no idea.
Well, to be honest, okay, next turn he can Warsong Commander, Frothing Berserker, Inner Rage, and have a Whirlwind effect on a pretty big board.
He doesn't have like double frothing. It's not like he's gonna OTK him, and even if he does OTK him, he has Ice Block up, so he's just gonna like Molten Taunt, heal, and then you're just like, wow, that did a whole lot of nothing.
I have no idea.
Flame Strike, so much value this game. We've seen a Battle Rage for nothing, a Flame Strike on a 5/5. Like,
feels like Hotform's playing for fatigue.
It could be it. The Mage might not have any threats aside from Moltens, and if he doesn't ever get to play them, like, it's definitely feasible to play for fatigue. He hasn't used any card draw, has he? Yeah. No, he's used Loot Hoarder. And he's like playing Adventure. Yeah.
But he threw away Battle Rage. He's armoring up every turn. He's not playing threats.
But, like, he's like still just cycling, though. I don't know. It's strange to me. Feels like the plans are a little different.
Who knows?
Do you echo that? You don't have Duplicate up. Like, I feel like that's a pretty important card also. I guess not. What other threats do you have in your deck, though?
Well, I'm pretty sure he's banking on the fact that he's going to be able to get at least 6 Molten Giants.
I mean, he has to get low enough to play the Molten Giants anyways, right?
Yeah, if he gets below 10, then he can just double Molten Giant, Echo, quadruple Molten Giant. So he doesn't have enough to kill him.
I would almost like to see like a Grommash face or something. But I mean, if you're going for this plane, you're just not going to attack in, right? So maybe just like attack in, armor up, and toss out an Armor Smith or something. I feel like that's the play. If you're trying not to be aggressive, then you can't like Grommash face or anything, or try to get value that way. I would just say Armor Smith is probably best. Or yeah, playing a second weapon, just slowly taking this game to fatigue, I guess.
That's the plan.
Oh,
and the
man.
first attack.
The first attack of the game.
Yes.
Turn 10.
We're getting there.
It's like turn 11.
Yeah.
Whoa, Cone of Cold also. So much freeze in this deck.
Does he run double Blizzard?
I'm not sure. I would assume double Flame Strike over double Blizzard. Like, look how much value things are getting this game. Cone of Cold on a 2/3, Battle Rage on nothing, Flame Striking a 5/5. It's just, oh man.
Yep.
Trump would be Kriegasming right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just play a naked Grommash. It's not
Yeah.
a terrible play. Both Doomsayers are down, so you don't really have to worry about freezing and having to get an activator for your execute or anything like that.
Everything else is sort of like just a combo piece. Loot Hoarder is the only other thing that he could just play on the board. Armor Smith, he probably wants to save until he can get a bunch of armor with Whirlwind effects on the board, since it just costs 1 mana.
But like, does he really want to be attacking? Because like the whole game he wasn't attacking, but now he's attacking, and he's not even developing a big enough board to kill him. Like, if you attack enough to where he can play Moltens, you've kind of given up on your plan of just trying to fatigue him, maybe killing him through the ice block, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So ping Blizzard, I guess.
Yeah.
Here, let me activate your Grommash for you.
And then just wait a while.
Just end turn. Oh man.
To get to my Molten Giants faster.
This game's so wonky.
Moltens, please. He's got a Blizzard.
I think you have to.
You risk getting your
I don't
block
know.
pop next turn.
Yeah, but don't you
There's
want it
16
popped?
damage.
Don't you want it popped? You can just make the biggest
Do
wall
you?
of Moltens ever.
I guess so.
You can flame strike this. No, you can't flame strike because you need to save flame strike for something else. Frostbolt face? What is going on this game?
Yep.
I don't. I swear I'm like watching 2 rank 25s play. I don't know what this card does. Let me play Battle Rage.
It's just so next level.
It probably is. I mean, they're going for a different plan, like a different strategy. There are definitely ways to play in this matchup, and it's just interesting to me. It's funny from like different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, let me just activate his Grommash for him, and
He activated his
Pass my
Grommash
turn.
and he's just not going to attack with it. He's just going to leave it alone. This is
Yeah,
so nuts.
I haven't played this matchup, so like I really don't know that much about it.
There's probably like, what, 6 people in the entire world who have played this match.
Oh man.
And these guys probably were the... it happened to them all 6 times.
He like activates his Grommash for him
Yeah.
and like, oh, I don't even understand this game anymore. Like, why wouldn't you Frostbolt the Grommash there? Because even if he attacks and you have enough to play Molten, I don't know. It's strange to me.
It's like this matchup alone has its own metagame. These guys have played this matchup against each other like 6 times, and now all the past experiences that they've had playing against the deck has made them make weird plays. Like Hot Form had a really bad experience with Battle Rage in one of the games, where it made him fatigue, and so now he just throws it away.
It's just like, I don't want this card anymore.
Yeah, and Mirari had a really bad experience with Grom never being activated, so he never got into Molten Giant range. So he did
Oh my
it for him.
god. He needs to dump his hand, that's the thing.
That's not getting him any closer to Moltens.
I know. What is going on? I'm so confused. I almost feel like echoing the 5/5 was like good, the one that reduces everything. I feel like that could have done something because those echoes. I mean, I guess they'll get value eventually, but I don't really like that he is using damage on Grom right now.
I don't know if he really cares about Grom at all at this point.
Well, why wouldn't he just attack him with his weapon? He saved 3 HP, but the Grom is like, it's bored, right? Now his board gets cleared by Flame Strike. I guess that doesn't really matter, but
Flame Strike gives him... Flame Strike ping would give him, what, 3
what are the card counts? What's the 7 and what
7
else? And 8. Okay.
Yeah, this is definitely going to fatigue. And Hotform's going to try and set it up to where he puts him at 1 for fatigue the next turn. There's going to be a lot of math involved in the next coming turns. Yeah, well, this game alone has lasted longer than the entire first series with Mirari and Amos.
Oh my goodness. I don't know, I really like these matchups, so it makes you think in different ways and see what other players will do.
Mm-hmm. So basically the balance is he wants to make sure that he Yeah, he's just gonna try and make it so that he kills him through ice block on one turn. Like tries to put him at 1. So he's gonna try and like do math every turn to make sure that he's getting him, that he's gonna get him to 1, which is like ridiculous.
Oh my god.
And meanwhile, Mirari's just gonna try and dump as much of his hand as possible.
Well,
and
we
try
should
and
see
get
a
to more
battle rage
giants.
here, right? Another value of battle rage.
Yeah, he's got to throw away something. Or he
Oh,
can
value rage. Ooh, I don't know about throwing. I guess I don't know. At this point, I really don't know what to expect.
Yeah. Well, the second Warsong Commander really is not that big of a deal because he's just gonna go for 1 push. It feels like that's his plan.
Should the mage just start pinging himself?
Yeah.
Start to get into that molten range.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. Like the way they're playing it right now, that wouldn't even be unexpected.
He activated Hopform's Grom, so pinging himself feels like a much less of a suicidal
Crazy
play. Yeah.
Exactly.
Just gonna ping a Warsong Commander and then Frost Nova it. Or maybe just Blizzard.
Oh my god.
He can't Arcane Intellect because he'll overdraw, just from playing
exactly.
Arcane Intellect. So he can frost. He can't even Frost Nova Arcane Intellect because he'll overdraw next turn. He'd have to throw out
So
the
much
Sun Fury.
value. I just can't even like hold the value right now. I don't know why he's not pinging his face though. I feel like that would make a lot more sense.
Yeah,
You do need to play those Moltens, and at least you could play him in 3 turns. Like that's good enough.
yeah. Well, how much damage is this? He could pop block here. Easily.
Yeah, but if you do that, you lose the game, right? Like you instantly lose the game if you pop the block like that. You have to set it up for lethal through fatigue at this point. You're
Yeah.
like you're on that plan 100%.
Yeah. Which means if that's the plan, then Battle Rage armor up.
Well, if he battle rages, he draws a card
no,
now.
that's right.
Because that pro ping on the 2/3.
Then
You can interage, I guess. You can waste one of those. You can waste a whirlwind. I wouldn't waste a whirlwind.
cool task.
You could even just play a patron, honestly. I know it's your last one, but
He's
he
gonna.
has to,
yeah.
if he uses flame strike, like that's fine.
He's gonna try and calculate if he needs the patrons in order to get that damage.
He's just gonna overdraw. I guess he's just gonna overdraw.
Wow.
This is so like I don't even know what's going on anymore. Ping yourself. Just start pinging yourself. Oh my god. Oh, and he lost a frothing. That's so good.
I don't think he really cares because at this point he's saying, "I have everything I need." I
Maybe
just
he's
need to-
calculated it. Like
Yeah.
that'd be pretty nice. Calculated to 23 damage or something like that. That'd be
All right. So let's try and calculate 23 damage. He's got 3 damage from the weapon, so he needs to do okay. Well, not anymore. Now he needs 18. Okay. Well, no. Now if he's gonna attack, then he's gonna need less than that.
It's just so funny to try to navigate through this game.
So he can Warsong Frothing, Interrage. That brings the Frothing Berserker up to.
Oh yeah, he calculated the
5.
damage. Okay, that makes sense. So
Yeah.
he did calculate the damage. And he's trying to win through fatigue, but I think that Hotform is going to fatigue first. Like right now, he could just play Molten, can't he? But he'll overdraw through the duplicate. Oh my, what? Like why wouldn't you have used that earlier on the Emperor, right? I don't know. This is so strange. I'm just so confused.
Death Spite.
Rank 25s.
He
please.
literally is saying, "I
Please.
don't need any more cards. I'm gonna beat you exactly with what I have in my hand."
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's calculated it, right? There's no way. Oh my god, value rage.
These guys are having a giggle.
All right, so now you can play the Molten Giant, right? Like this is a turn to play it. And maybe that'll screw up Hotform's lethal because he won't be able to get the damage interval because the Molten will be there. There'll be a unit on board.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
How many cards are we at left? What is it? 3 and 5 or 3 and 4? I want to say 3 and 4. 4, 3. Yeah. So what are the last 3 cards in Hotform's deck? We can calculate that.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's fatiguing him, right? Oh no,
Yeah.
he played Battle Rage.
Yeah, he played Battle Rage.
Where he's overdrawing them rather than not fatiguing them. That mad scientist is dead, right? There's no more secrets left, so you just throw it out. Oh no, you can't throw it out because you have duplicate. So just play the Molten, but you'd overdraw the Molten because of duplicate. If you play Molten, okay, so think of it this way: if you play Molten and he kills it, you duplicate it, right?
Yeah.
So you get 2 more in your hand. So suddenly your hand's full and you'll overdraw next turn.
About ping yourself.
No, you only get 1. You only get 1 because your hand is so full this turn.
About ping yourself in Blizzard.
He should have, yeah, I like that. He should have pinged himself last turn, I think. If he had the time to. Instead of playing Echo, like pinging yourself there would have allowed you to play the Sun Fury as well. Like, I don't know. I would really like to see him ping himself. I feel like that's the play.
Yeah. Well, Acolyte of Pain is not.
Maybe he has Alex Strauss in the deck. Maybe that's what he's waiting for, but I have no idea.
Well, he only has 3 cards left now, so it'd have to be in the bottom. And Hotform's starting to get a bunch of armor, so there is a chance that Hotform might just have enough armor.
Yeah, through fatigue, exactly.
Through fatigue to survive.
I don't know. I feel like this game could have been won by Mirari if he pinged himself, as I've been saying, like, it's over and over. But it's just he's not getting out threats in time. That's the thing.
Yep. He burned Armorsmith. I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. He's set on the plan. He's starting to make his turns quicker. Yeah, he's definitely counting. You can see him counting to himself.
Maybe he's just gone mad.
Maybe this matchup has literally driven him insane.
Oh man.
All right, so let's try and do our own math here. He needs 18 damage from hand after the Fire War Axe. So you can play Warstar Commander, Frothing Berserker. Cool Taskmaster, the Frothing Berserker. Or no, you probably Grim Patron. So that's 8 mana plus Whirlwind, which would make it, I don't know.
Well, you have to do it all in one turn, right?
Yeah. So Warsong Commander, Frothing Berserker, Grim Patron. You enrage the Grim Patron, brings the Frothing Berserker up to 3, brings.
But you can't do it until he's fatiguing.
11.
So you can't do it this turn, but next turn. I mean, if he pinged himself, he'd be able to play the Molten and the Taunt, or he would just be able. Ugh, I don't know. No, I'm mad.
17, 18, 19, 20. Wow. He actually has exactly 20 damage with Warsong, Inner Rage. Nope, he doesn't.
Why is he just wasting the echoes? I'm so confused. Just ping yourself. Jesus Christ. You know, I said this match was really interesting, but now I lied. It's just... I don't know. It's infuriating to me now.
With...
There's Alex. Okay, now he can Alex himself. There you go. I like it. Okay. It's unfortunate it was so low in his deck. So if he can do... No, I don't think Hotform can win this game. Well, actually... Okay, here's the thing. Mirari has no more AoE complete, right? So what Hotform has to do now is flood the board. But if he waits, I feel like the board will be filled up with taunts. Because there are taunts in the deck, so it's not like you're going to be able to get past it. Are you? You have double execute. You do have double execute. Huh. It's interesting. Okay, now we have a game, right?
With Frothing Berserker and Patrons and Whirlwind, he has a total of maybe 17 damage plus.
He should have lethal here.
8.
Okay, so I think Hotform is going to win if he navigates this correctly. So, first of all, you're playing Warsong. You have to put him exactly at 14 damage. Oh man, 90 seconds is not enough for this turn.
It's actually 70 seconds.
70 seconds. Oh man.
They changed it.
So do you Warsong? I mean, do you?
Okay.
Okay. So you Frothing, and then you Whirlwind. You double execute, and you can play with your damage with Inner Rage.
Wait, do you need to Frothing though? Does Frothing mess it up? Because you can't play Cool Taskmaster.
I don't think you Inner Rage first, because I think you can like navigate your damage more unless he's already calculated this. Oh man, this is intense. Okay.
Exactly 1.
Oh god, the rope. Oh my god, what's going on? Has he calculated this? 11? That's it.
He's
He
got
just
it,
needs to
he's got
attack
it,
with the
yeah.
11 and the 3. Oh my
The
god.
duplicate animation!
Come on.
Did he get it?
Oh, did he get it? He seemed like relieved. Okay, he did it that way.
Okay, he got him. Wow!
Nice. Wow, that was really impressive. That was well played. I think Mirari might have been able to win it if he would have pinged himself earlier instead of going to fatigue. But very well played from Hawthorne. Like calculating all of that very, very quickly. I don't know. That's impressive.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, well, Hot Form takes the 2-1 lead.
You asked for it.
I will fight.
I hope I never have to see another Mage versus Patron Warrior matchup ever again.
10 hours later, man. Just,
All right.
We need those SpongeBob like flashcards
Yeah.
so we can just get through it.
All right, well, we're going to move into the next match, possibly the last match of this series. It is going to be Mirari once again heading over to that Echo Giant Priest Mage and Hawthorne.
Echo Mage, yeah. Echo Mage against Paladin. I think that Echo Mage is favored here. But I did say that against the Patron Warrior as well, so we'll see how this pans out. Hawthorne seems to know how to play against this deck. Either that or he got lucky, but I doubt he got lucky. He's a good player, for sure. So.
Yeah, I don't think Hawthorne runs quartermasters in this.
He doesn't, not one.
Nope.
Oh, it's interesting. Double lay on hands, and we saw double heal bot last time.
Yeah.
Huh. And double equality. That's crazy. Does he have any actual threats? I guess maybe we'll see like a KT or something.
Yeah, he
like
runs
that.
KT, Dr. Boom, Sylvanas, and Ysera.
So the secret is duplicate. Can you make him overdraw? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Run everything in. Yeah, you can. I feel like playing the coin here is a little unnecessary because it shows the opponent that it's duplicate, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to ice block. Whereas if you didn't play the coin, you could maybe bluff it or something.
You could still make him overdraw.
Can he? With the duplicate, yes.
Yeah.
But, I guess it's fine. Yeah.
That's the plan.
Oh man.
Looks like Hot Form's going for the fatigue. Yeah, so he's gonna burn the next card that's gonna come up the following turn. So
Maybe I don't know. Ugh. Do you attack? Like, are you going on that plan of just punching him down? I feel like it's a lot safer with Paladin because you run like double equality and things like that, so you can start chipping away.
mhm.
Or is he calculating the fatigue lethal now?
Okay. Alex
Oh my
Strasser!
god,
Oh,
that's such
no.
a big card. Look, Mirari's like devastated. Oh man.
Yeah, these players are they can actually see each other and their reactions. They're actually on a call together so they can look at each other's webcams.
But he's glad he has 2 more acolytes. He can cycle more. Yay.
That's heartbreaking for Mirari. That's like the one card that he didn't want to see because at least like with giants, even if you have one molten giant, you can like echo it, so you can turn it into more. But that's like the one of that you really need,
What to do?
Oh man.
What to do?
and he just doesn't even know what to do now. 2/1/1 staring at him on the board.
You should start frostbolting. I don't know. You need to dump your hands. Like, there's so much cycle in this deck. I didn't realize it. There's so much freeze also.
Frostbolt in a 1/1.
Oh my god. Frostbolt one.
Such a weird deck. And that was that Ice Block?
It's okay. Mirari's putting Hot Form on a 26 turn clock right now. He's just gonna ping him down.
Yep. Forget about his double heal bot and his double lay on hands. His 32 points of heal.
Forgot the True Silvers, man. Gotta add
Oh.
those in.
Okay, 36 points of heal.
Oh man. Okay, so Doomsayer, right? You can get value. Frost Nova Doomsayer. Let's see.
He can get even more value the next turn. But Lothar might put a stop to his plans.
Iron Beak Owl will probably wreck him.
Just gonna play it slow. Dr. Boom is actually a pretty decent card to hold on to in this matchup because the Boombots can put a wrench in like a Freeze Mage's plans or Giants Mage's plans.
Yeah.
Because the Boombots can do damage.
Yeah, they can lethal him through. Yeah, I agree. Flame Strikes. Ahoy!
Yeah. Aldor is effectively useless. Well, no. For now. It's going to be useful later on when the Giants start to come out.
Ah, yes, the casual lay on hands on the Taz. There's the KT. Okay, so he does have like very value minions like KT, Boom,
Yeah.
Emperor.
Yes, Sarah.
Okay. Emperor is gonna do a lot of value. He didn't attack in with the Tazdingo there, so it looks like he is trying to, play around the Moltons a little bit.
I don't know how effective that's going to be, though, because he actually has more cycle than Morari, or has so far. Actually, maybe not, because he actually attacked into Acolyte 3 times. So, it looks like we're in for another long one. But Hotform seems to be really great at navigating these slower matchups. We talked a little bit earlier about his play style. He plays very consistent, analytical decks, I guess. Very control-heavy decks. He likes to actually play Hearthstone instead of just smoking down.
Exactly. He's not the smork man. A rare class of players finding a non-smork. I don't know about Flame Strike here. I don't really like that.
Runs out on
Frost Nova Doomsayer. Secrets duplicate again, so second duplicate.
I like how he just doesn't even care about his Acolyte. Or he's just like, yeah, I wanted to get Doomsayer. That works. Looks like Hotform might be playing the fatigue game again, but he did use the lay on hand, so he is drawing some still. Just throwing away cards to the fire of Doomsayer.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so much card draw on Mirari's deck. Damn.
He knows that he's not going to really be able to play anything. Like, if we think back to the last game, he's just having to throw away cards on nothing.
Yeah, there's one threat in Mirari's deck, which is, well, 2. Alex he burns, and he has... See, he might ping himself now. So
He's learned!
Exactly, he's
learning!
learned. But he can lay... Like, Hotform can just lay on hands him, so... I don't know.
Mirari has evolved.
Oh. The only threat that Mirari really has is Emperor, because he burned Alex Straza, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, he's got to throw away something here, so Doomsayer looks like it's going to be the choice, and he does go ahead and ping himself.
Okay, so he's learned, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. What was silence there? I guess. Yeah. What else are you going to silence?
This is a pretty huge hand to get reduced by Emperor Thorson. And might as well attack into the Doomsayer. Next turn, he can actually force the Doomsayer to be duplicated. He's got both Molten Giants in his hand, but he's going to be able to clear the board with Flame Strike. Now he's used Blizzard, both Flame Strikes, 1 Frost Nova. So that means he still has Kona Colds left.
He doesn't have any more sweepers, though. Like, he has no more AoE. Like, how is he going to deal with this KT?
Yeah.
Does he really need to, though? Because he has, like, a block up. I don't know. It's interesting to me. Hotform really needs an equality, because then he can just start pushing for damage, and it doesn't even matter if, like, Mirari gets, like, 10 Molten Giants or however many.
Okay. This is a pretty smart play. Actually uses the Echo on the Doomsayer, so he can, since he drew the Chrono Cold, so now he can hopefully get rid of this KT.
Much better than last game's Echo. On an empty board. At least he got something, right?
Yeah. So I think you gotta just let it die here, because either way it's dying. You can equality and clear it off, but then your KT is just gonna be at 1 health, so it can get pinged off the next turn anyway.
Yeah.
So there it goes. Goodbye.
Oh, Emperor, such an important draw. Holy for holies. And he's pinging himself. Nice. He's on the road to victory.
Yeah. And I think Hotform has to use an equality here because I don't know if he can let this thing live for more than one turn.
I feel like equality is your only play. Letting that live is just so devastating.
He does have 2 equalities, so later on, when there's a big board built up, he'll be able to equality it down. But most of the time, he's going to be using double Molten Giant, Taunt, Echo. So even if you equality through 1, he's just going to be able to refill the board the next turn.
So he doesn't seem to care, and he values his equality more than the effective Emperor, which is interesting. I still expect Mirari to just ping himself here, maybe play the ice block. He could even copy the Emperor, but I don't feel like that's worth it considering that's your last Echo.
Yeah, I think you need those for the Molten Giants. He's getting closer.
Oh man.
Molten Giants cost 10.
If only he did this last game, he would have won, right? Just pinging himself.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, it gives him 2 anyway. And he's actually going to overdraw next turn. He's going to overdraw 1 card. So I don't think there's really that many crucial cards left in the deck.
Yeah, I think having double Emperor is just way more important than anything else.
If anything, it's just a 5/5 body, and you're going to keep reducing. Sunfear Protector, he already has 1, so it doesn't matter too much. And goes ahead and pings himself once again.
Yeah, double Emperor is just like so much value, and Hotform's not in a very good position right now, and I think he understands that. Running an Echo Mage out of threats is a difficult thing to do for sure.
He's gonna
Thinking of lay on handsing the enemy right now. So much value.
What if we can get a card? Thank you.
This game is so goofy. There's Tyrion. Tyrion's a very important card. It represents so much damage. Not that I think Hotform is trying to damage him, but still very important.
Well, if Hotform gets both equalities and deals with the first wave of giants and then the second wave of giants, he knows there's only 1. There's no duplicates left, and there's only 1 Echo.
Just keeps pinging himself. It's so funny. There's 1 duplicate left, right?
I don't think so. He's used both.
Oh yeah, the Acolyte.
The Doomsayer, or the Acolyte, and then the Emperor got.
Yeah, and he used the Echo on the Doomsayer. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is a chance, as long as he deals with this Emperor. He knows the only threats left in the deck are both Moltens. So he knows that he's going to have to deal with 4 Moltens. So as long as he has 2 equalities and deals with the 4 Moltens, that's it. That's all the threats.
Yeah.
So I think Hotform 5 cards left for Hotform.
What's the card count on Mirari? I actually don't know. 4
4.
cards. Okay.
So
yeah, I think Hotform's in the winning position right now.
Yeah.
I would say
just because the first Echo was used on the Doomsayers. Yeah.
So the winner of this match moves on to day 2 rather, and is in the finals. I think they already wins the money as well.
Yeah.
And they play Kalento.
Yeah. Since Kalento was the second place from Group A, he'll play against the first place of Group B, which would be the winner of this matchup. So a lot on the line. Just for getting to the playoff stage, they are guaranteed $750 and guaranteed at least 10 GEICO points. They move on to the top 4 tomorrow, and if they win that, they get $3,000 plus qualification to the finals at PAX.
Is this turn? What is this turn? Is he just like conceding? Why would he play double Acolyte?
Huh.
That's so strange to me. I think he's given up or something. I don't see the point in playing double Acolyte here.
Almost out of cards.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, I think he gave up.
Yeah. And now he's going to play Dr. Boom, so the Boom Lots are going to hit on his turn.
Hotform just, trying to maximize draws on Mirari's side. Smack face a few times, have a good old time.
Yeah. I think Mari's just like, I don't want to play this deck anymore.
I think
I
Mirari's
regret
deck,
everything.
I think his deck included like a little bit too much cycle, that or a little bit too much freeze. Because you don't need that much cycle if you don't have that much freeze. You could include another threat. Although I'm not really a deck builder for this type of mage, but I feel like it was just like too much, especially whenever you can play around it like this. Like Hawkform did a very good job of it, for sure. But he's able to play around it a lot. I think you just play the heal bot and Echo. You could go double heal bot, Echo, if you want.
Mhm.
But then you can't ever play the Moltons again. Not that it matters.
Well,
I mean, it's fatiguing.
he's taking 4 fatigue damage next turn, so
Yeah.
that'll just start ramping up.
Runs out on me.
And Hoffman actually doesn't even have to use one of the equalities yet.
I
He
think
can
he
just
will.
he can just Aldor and BGH,
That is true.
and then equality consecrate the next turn when he knows that all the Moltons have been played.
I like the ping on his face.
There's second equality anyway, so
Yeah, I think you just go for it.
equality consecrate, attack in. The next turn, equality consecrate through his last threats, attack in. Yeah, I think Hoffman's had this one. It looks like Mirari did just kind of say, you know what, I'm tired of thinking.
I'm tired of exactly. Might as well not fatigue myself for the next game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
many
'cause-
puns.
Yeah. You could tell that half of his face disappeared on his webcam.
Oh, I know.
He conceded into his chair. Take me, chair.
Comfort me. Oh God. Oh.
Yeah, and that should be the end because Mirari's just out of threats.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'd say that was solidly navigated by Hot Form.
Yeah, Hawkform knew exactly what he was doing. He's probably just thinking, "There's no way I can lose this matchup
Yeah.
unless maybe Emperor goes out of control or something like that." And I mean, he just had a very commanding position of this game.
Yeah.
So very well played by him.
Yeah, really impressed. Couple praise.
First player out of this group to advance to the final day.
Hot Form throwing his hands up there in celebration as well. He has really been trying to break through in tournaments, and he made it all the way through to the NA qualifier. He had to beat a lot of big name players. He had to play phone tap in the very first round of his qualifier when he played, and then he had to win like 7 matches in a row, and then he won his week in NA qualifier number 1. So now he moves on to the playoff stage. He guarantees himself $750 and also guarantees himself 10 GEICO points, and that's if he loses his first match. So again, he'll move on to face the second place from Group B tomorrow, or second place from Group A tomorrow, which was Calento. So he's still got a tough road ahead of him, and I know he's going to prep a lot. He's probably just going to stream after this and play all of his ladder decks anyway. Mirari is not out of it yet. He's still he moves down to the losers or the decider match. So he will play the winner of our next match, which is going to be Amaz versus Shoop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's got to just sort of try and regroup, get himself together after that matchup, try and forget about the Nightmare Echo Giant matches that he just played, and try and move on. But like I said, the next match will be Amaz versus Shoop. We just want to remind you guys once again, a big shout out to GEICO for being the title sponsor for this event, for making all this possible. We have $60,000 worth of prizes to give away over the course of the summer, with the big grand finals as a conclusion at PAX in Seattle in August. Make sure you head over to geico.onog.gg. You can get information about the tournament, information about the upcoming qualifiers, and of course, you can get a quote from GEICO and save money on your car insurance. And you can also enter in to win an official TSM PC. TSM is also an official partner with GEICO. And so if you're a big TSM fan or just want a new PC, head over to that website and enter in for that as well. But we have 2 more matches to go left today, the losers match and the deciding match. So Amaz versus Shoop coming up right after this break.